The Bionic Woman, canceled despite massive ratings. Battlestar Galactica, killed by its own budget.
I can't lose him, he's right on my tail!
The Gemini Man, 5 episodes and gone forever. Today, we're counting down 15 sci-fi TV shows from the 70s that were incredible but vanished. The series that defined pre-Star Wars television, then disappeared like they'd been erased from existence.
It's a man. He's been hurt.
Wonder Woman, 1975 to 1979. Linda Carter played Diana Prince in a show that started on ABC in World War II, moved to CBS in modern times, and lasted 3 seasons despite constant network interference. The costume was iconic. Carter's performance defined the character for generations. And it got canceled anyway. While still pulling decent ratings, ABC set the first season during World War II with Diana fighting Nazis. CBS bought it and demanded modern setting for seasons 2 and 3. The time jump confused continuity and forced the show to reinvent itself. But Carter remained perfect as Wonder Woman through every change networks threw at her. The show ended without proper finale because CBS wanted cheaper programming, no resolution, no send-off, just cancellation announcement. Wonder Woman influenced every female superhero show that followed. Carter became the definitive version of the character that even modern films can't escape. The show deserves more recognition than nostalgia for the costume. Man from Atlantis, 1977 to 1978. Patrick Duffy played an aquatic humanoid with webbed hands and feet. Last survivor of Atlantis NBC gave it a summer tryout. 13 episodes about an underwater man helping scientists while searching for his origins. The swimming sequences were genuinely impressive for television. Then NBC canceled it, and Duffy went to Dallas instead. The show was too silly for adults who wanted serious science fiction. Too weird for kids expecting straightforward adventure. Man from Atlantis fell between audiences and satisfied neither. The premise had potential, but the execution was Saturday morning quality on prime time budget. The show vanished from American cultural memory almost immediately. But it developed cult following in some countries where it aired more successfully. Man from Atlantis is barely remembered now except as trivia answer about Duffy's pre-Dallas career, and proof that NBC didn't know what to do with underwater science fiction, The Gemini Man, 1976. NBC tried making another Invisible Man show. Ben Murphy played a scientist who could turn invisible, but only for 15 minutes or he'd die. The premise was interesting. The execution was troubled from the start. NBC canceled it after only 5 episodes. It barely got started before vanishing. The Gemini Man vanished so completely that even sci-fi completists struggle to find information about it. No cultural impact, no influence on later shows, just 5 episodes that aired and disappeared. It's the most forgotten show on this list because it barely existed long enough to be remembered in the first place. UFO, 1970 to 1971, Jerry Anderson's first live-action science fiction series. A secret organization called Shadow defends Earth from alien invaders in the futuristic year 1980 moonbase interceptors, submarine fighters, purple-haired women in silver catsuits. The production design was gorgeous. American networks barely aired it. British audiences loved UFO's serious tone and mature themes. American networks scattered episodes across different markets with no consistency. Only 26 episodes were produced before funding dried up. The show ended abruptly with no resolution to the alien threat. UFO influenced Space, 1999, and countless sci-fi shows that followed Anderson's signature visual style was never better. But the show vanished from cultural memory in America, where it never got fair distribution. The Immortal, 1970 to 1971. Christopher George played a man whose rare blood type grants immortality. A dying billionaire discovers this and hunts him for transfusions. The immortal man becomes fugitive, running from people who want to exploit his blood. ABC gave it 1 season and 15 episodes before cancellation. The premise had genuine potential for exploring what immortality means and the price of being hunted for your biology. The execution was generic fugitive drama that wasted the science fiction concept. Stories became repetitive chase sequences without developing the mythology or character depth. ABC canceled it quickly, and the Immortal vanished completely. It's forgotten even by people who study 70s television. Battlestar Galactica, 1978 to 1980. ABC wanted their own Star Wars. Glenn A. Larson gave them the most expensive television show ever made. The Cylons destroyed humanity in nuclear holocaust. The survivors fled on ragtag fleet searching for Earth. 1 season of decent space opera, then Galactica 1980 happened and destroyed everything. The original series had charm despite cheese and disco-era aesthetic. The premise was dark: genocide survivors fleeing extinction. The execution was campy but entertaining. Budget was astronomical, and ABC couldn't sustain it despite decent ratings. 1 season, 17 episodes. Then Panic Galactica 1980 moved the fleet to Earth in present day with time travel and a kid genius. It was terrible. 10 episodes of embarrassment before merciful cancellation. The original series ended on cliffhanger with fleet still searching. Fans were furious. Jason of Star Command, 1978 to 1980. Saturday morning live-action space opera on CBS. James Doohan, Scotty from Star Trek, co-starred as commander of Space Station. Young hero Jason fought evil Dragos across the galaxy in 15-minute serialized adventures. 2 seasons. Kids loved it. Adults dismissed it completely. The budget was low, but the show committed fully to space adventure storytelling. Cliffhanger endings every episode. Laser battles, alien creatures, everything young viewers wanted in accessible format. CBS gave it 2 seasons before canceling because Saturday morning ratings didn't justify costs. Jason of Star Command vanished from cultural memory because it was kids' show that adults never took seriously. But it influenced young viewers who discovered space opera through Saturday morning serials. Ark II, 1976. Post-apocalyptic education series where a crew travels wasteland and high-tech vehicle rebuilding civilization and teaching science. CBS, Saturday morning live action that was surprisingly ambitious for kids' show. 1 season, 15 episodes. Educational content mixed with genuine science fiction world building. The production values were impressive for children's programming. The Ark was cool, futuristic IRV. The crew encountered different communities every week and solved problems through science and reason. CBS targeted children, but delivered thoughtful science fiction that didn't talk down to young audiences. The show got canceled after 1 season, despite quality, because Saturday morning shows lived and died on toy sales. Ark II had no merchandise. The Bionic Woman, 1976 to 1978. Lindsay Wagner played Jaime Summers, rebuilt with bionic implants after near-fatal accident spin-off from $6 Million Man, became equally popular. 3 seasons across ABC, then NBC. Ratings were strong when canceled because networks wanted cheaper programming. The show was more successful than most people remember. Wagner's performance made Jaime Summers icon. The character balanced being superhero with being human. Stories explored ethical questions about enhancement and government service. Young girls had action hero who was smart, strong, and compassionate. ABC canceled it after 2 seasons despite ratings. NBC picked it up for 1 more season, then dropped it for budget reasons. The Invisible Man, 1975 to 1976. David McCallum played scientist who became invisible and worked for government agency NBC Adventure series with impressive special effects for 1975. 1 season, 13 episodes. The invisibility effects were genuinely good, but stories became repetitive too quickly. The show had solid production values, and McCallum brought gravitas to the role. But the premise exhausted itself fast. How many times can Invisible Man sneak into places before it gets boring? The writers couldn't find enough variety in the concept to sustain weekly series. NBC canceled it after one season without resolution. The show vanished from memory despite being decent quality. The effects were better than the scripts. The Invisible Man deserved better writing to match its technical achievements. Instead, it became forgotten curiosity from mid-70s NBC that most people don't remember existed Logan's run, 1977 to 1978. CBS adapted the 1976 film into weekly series about fugitives running from a society that kills everyone at 30. The movie cast refused to return. Not that the budget was tiny. The sets looked cheap. Stories became generic chase plots. 14 episodes before CBS gave up. The series couldn't capture what made the film interesting. The dystopian themes about youth culture and mortality got buried under repetitive escape sequences. Logan and Jessica arrived somewhere new, caused trouble, ran away, repeat. No character development. No progress toward finding sanctuary, just endless running. CBS canceled it mid-season with nothing resolved. Logan and Jessica never found sanctuary. The Fantastic Journey, 1977. The Bermuda Triangle swallows travelers who end up on island where time doesn't work right. They move through different time zones trying to find way home. Roddy McDowall joined mid-season. NBC buried it Friday nights. 10 episodes before cancellation with cliffhanger never resolved. The Fantastic Journey ended with travelers still trapped. No escape. No explanation of the island's mysteries. The show just stopped. The concept would get reused in Sliders with more success, but the original vanished from cultural memory as forgotten NBC experiment that could have been great with proper support and consistent vision. Planet of the Apes, 1974. CBS adapted the successful film franchise into weekly series. Roddy McDowall returned as ape scientist Galen. Two astronauts crash on ape-ruled Earth and try to survive while searching for way-home expensive makeup. Strong premiere ratings. Then CBS canceled it after only 14 episodes. The makeup effects cost fortune for television. Every episode needed dozens of apes and prosthetics. Stories became repetitive. Astronauts arrive in New Ape City, cause problems, escape. The philosophical questions and social commentary from the films disappeared. It became generic chase show with apes. CBS pulled plug mid-season. The astronauts never got home. The mysteries of this world were never explained. The Starlost, 1973 to 1974. Harlan Ellison created brilliant generation ship concept. A massive vessel carries humanity's last survivors in separate biodomes. The crew is dead, the ship is failing, 3 people discover truth and try to save everyone. Then Canadian production budget cuts destroyed everything. Ellison watched his vision butchered week by week. Cheap video effects ruined the scale. Scripts got rewritten by writers who didn't understand his ideas. The acting was wooden. Ellison quit in disgust, demanded his name removed, and used pseudonym Cordwainer Bird. His signal that work was garbage. 16 episodes of wasted potential aired before cancellation. The ship was still dying. Nothing was resolved. The Starlost became legendary production disaster and cautionary tale about ambition versus budget space. 1999, 1975 to 1977. The moon is blasted out of Earth's orbit by nuclear explosion. Moonbase. Alpha's 311 personnel become accidental space travelers encountering alien civilizations and cosmic mysteries, Britain's most expensive television series ever. American producers destroyed it in Season 2. Martin Landau and Barbara Bain starred in Jerry Anderson's most ambitious production. Season 1 was dark, philosophical, genuinely strange science fiction. The special effects were theatrical quality. Critics compared it to 2001, A Space Odyssey. Then American producer Fred Freiberger demanded changes. Season 2 added Maya, a shape-shifting alien for comic relief. The darkness vanished. The intelligence disappeared. Generic space adventures replaced thoughtful exploration. Fans revolted. Ratings collapsed. ITC pulled funding after 48 episodes. Moonbase Alpha's crew never found home. Which 70s sci-fi show do you barely remember? Which one deserved more seasons before networks killed it? Drop your answer in the comments below. Hit subscribe for more forgotten television history, and smash that like button if you watched any of these shows and still remember them fondly despite everything.